everyone, welcome to Make Moments Matter, a music education podcast, where I share lesson ideas, songs, games, and inspiring things for your elementary music classroom. My name is David Rao, and I am the music teacher who blogs at makemomentsmatter.org. This episode of the podcast is a replay containing the audio version of a Musical Mondays live video. If you're not familiar with Musical Mondays, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I go live on Facebook and Instagram to share about the lessons that I'm using in class with my students. I give a recap of my kindergarten through 5th grade lessons, and then do a deep dive about one grade level and share the books, instruments, songs, and process that I use to teach the lesson to kids. This podcast episode contains all the audio from the Musical Mondays video, but if you'd like to see a replay of the video itself, you can find a link to the archived video on YouTube when you click the link in the notes for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's the show. Hey everyone, my name is David Rao, and I'm the music teacher who blogs at makemomentsmatter.org. You can also find my ideas on Patreon, on Facebook, on Instagram, a variety of places when you search for my name, David Rao, or Make Moments Matter. Tonight is exciting because I have 3 new books new to me that I want to share with y'all, just show like kind of what the book is about, what I plan to use it for. They're all kind of pretty general books, and so I'm excited to share, but they're new to me and things that I think you can incorporate in a variety of ways. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay, so a couple quick things. If you hear about a book or resource, something you really think is interesting in these videos, there's a page on my blog dedicated to all those links. You can go to makemomentsmatter.org and click the video tab, or just click the link at the bottom of wherever you're watching, listening to this. You should be able to go straight there. If you are interested in doing summer trainings, you should make those plans now. It is almost happening. I'm like a month away from Orlando, where I'm going to be teaching level 1. There are still spots for level 2 in Orlando if you're interested. You could check that out. There are just a few though. I'm also getting excited about other courses I'm doing later in the summer. So if you're thinking about taking summer training, you should do it. It is transformative. I know it's time out of summer, but it's absolutely worth it. There are a lot of scholarships still available, but you can also find courses that are close by that are worth taking. And sometimes schools will pay for them. Sometimes fine arts coordinators or principals will pay for them. It's worth asking. So check those out. Find the closest course to you. AOSA.org has a link for summer trainings. You can find all the courses that are available in the summer and find out what's closest to you. Okay, and one more thing. This is my second to last Musical Mondays of the school year. The next one is next week. The last one is next week. So every week before the last week, I always say, if you have any questions, any things, like I've talked about something all semester and you're like, what about that? Or you want to know about a concert I did or something else, I have a little survey I do that says like, what do you want to know more about? So I put that on the links page so that you can ask whatever questions you want. And I'll actually put it in the chat here in Facebook so that you can ask those questions. But it helps me know, like, what do you want to learn more about next week? So I'll put the link to that here. I'll pull it over right now and put it in the Facebook chat in case you want to go and add a question now, later, whenever. I don't know if I can put it in the Instagram chat. Can I do that? Let's see if I can do that. I've never tried that live. Oh my gosh, I think I can do it. Whoa. Okay, yes, I can do it. I don't know if you can actually click it and go there, but you're able to go and add questions or just leave them in the comments here, and I can usually find those too. For next week, for our last Musical Mondays video. Okay, so I want to share 3 different books, 3 that are new to me, new to my school library that I'm really excited about, and sort of how I plan to use them. Maybe not this year, maybe, because there's always like a day or time where I have extra time with kids or out of rotation. It's good to have extra books, but I'm definitely planning on them for next year, and I want to share what they are and what I'm planning on doing. This first book is like a brand new book. It's called And There Was Music. It's by Marta Pantaleo and an Italian author illustrator. I think that this book was actually originally in Italian and it was translated to English. If I got that right. I know that the author, the illustrator, lives in Rome, and writes books in other languages. So I think that's actually originally in Italian, but it's called And There Was Music. And let me just share what's inside. So it has some really fun illustrations. That's one of my favorite things about it. Music is everywhere. When you listen to music, your heart changes rhythm. Can you hear it? If you close your eyes, you can relive a memory. The emotions are still the same. It might make you cry, and that's okay. If you are sad, it can make you feel better. You don't decide all this, it just happens. Music is magical. It comes out of your belly. You can't stop it. You don't need words. You can speak with your soul. If someone doesn't know your language, they will still understand you. A song can be yours, your family's, or everyone's. Music is a bridge that unites us. It lives longer than us and goes everywhere. There are sounds to savor, sounds to celebrate an important day, sounds to find our way, our courage, our strength, our hope. Notes remind you of where you come from, of the people who came before you, and of your roots. Music is connection. Like a good friend, it never leaves you. Follow its rhythm. Can you hear it? And then at the end of the book, okay, all these illustrations are absolutely tied to different things. So the very first thing was a street scene from Japan. There's references here to New Orleans. Not only that, but it also talks about some of the things, illustrations the illustrator did that are not necessarily like linked to one place or one person. So headphones, and it says the first headphones were used by radio and telephone operators in the late 1800s, but the Sony Walkman, introduced in 1979, helped popularize this technology as a way to bring music straight to your ears. Or like violin recorder and sheet music, it talks about that. Or piano, it talks about that. Harmonica, it talks about that. Not just necessarily the exact connections that show up in the book, but things about some of those things. So it doesn't say like harp. It doesn't say like this is someone playing in France or whatever. It says harp, Persia, one of the world's oldest instruments. The harp was invented in Persia and is still played there today. So it doesn't necessarily say like this page is someone playing in Persia, but it says like this is where it came from, like gives you more context about the same thing. It does have some of those specific things like the reference to the Maori, the Haka on one page, or Alpine, the Alpini, a mountain infantry corps of the Italian army, their travel songs, or like the didgeridoo. It does give some very specific things if those are mentioned or shown in the book, but also just like some things about like, what's shown on the page. So like the Chinese zither, the guzheng, it actually talked about Wang Yaping playing that folk instrument in space, the International Space Station in 2022. So there are some specific references and then some general ones. So why do I like the book? I like that it talks about so many different things, so many different genres, different ideas about music. So this is probably one that's going to crop up in the first couple weeks of school. So if you're like, oh man, that's a cool book, but I don't have it. Well, get it and use it, when school starts over. I like that it has, so many references to like music is innate. Like it doesn't have to have language. Like sometimes when we think about music, we think like, oh, we have to sing. Well, you don't have to sing. You can sing, but there are other things about music where you can be connected even without lyrics. Or even if you don't know what the lyrics mean, you can understand by the way the music moves you or the way it makes you feel. I think that's really cool, and that shows up a lot in the book. I do like, though, that it talks about A song can be yours, your family's, or everyone's. So like songs are specific to people or can have meaning for different people. That's super cool. I love the page. Where was it? This page is cool. Notes remind you of where you come from, of the people who came before you. So talking about traditions and how you're connected to other people through music. But I love the page that says, this series of pages. There are sounds to savor. So like for important moments, things that are important. Sounds to celebrate an important day. So using music for functional reasons for like, festivals and things like that, or for specific ceremonies, stuff like that. Sounds to find our way, our strength, our courage, our hope. I just love all these references to how like music plays such an important role, but also it generally like it helps us connect as people. So I just think it's a super cool book. The illustrations are fun. The ideas can be more deep for older kids if you want to make those connections, or younger kids if you want to make those connections. But also it can just be like a fun intro to music. So it's a cool book to have, a cool book to use. Like I said, I'd probably use it at the beginning of the year, or could use it at the end of the year to wrap things up. So it's a super fun book to use. I think you could use it for a variety of grades. Sort of depends on how you want to use it. So that was, and there was music by Marta Pantaleo. Okay, next book. Okay, this one is called Yellow Like a Submarine, Purple Like the Rain. This one, I don't know that I would, I would use it for kids. I would absolutely set it out and talk about it with kindergarten week, because they do like color days, like in kindergarten, the first couple weeks of school. So like, this is a super fun connection. But I think this would be an even more fun connection if you know someone who's a music teacher or a musical who's like about to have a baby, and you want like, what's a cute, like fun baby gift, like baby shower gift that is musical, but is not like is nerdy and fun, but is like also general. Okay, so let me just get into it and show you. So yellow like a submarine, purple like the rain, the world is full of colors, rocking all around. Red is for 99 red balloons, soaring over strawberry fields on a ruby Tuesday. Can you count all 99 balloons? I can spot a lady in red. I just love that reference. And blue is all about Judy Blue Eyes and Blue Jean taking a stroll in their blue suede shoes. Can you see Lucy in the sky with diamonds? Okay, so like so many music references. The black dog and the black bird are jamming together, while the white rabbit rides the white limo to the white room. So it's all these like references to different stories, songs, things that are related to colors. Everything looks pretty in pink in a pink Cadillac, driving through the streets among the little pink houses. It goes on, it does some silver, it does some green. Oh, I gotta say, maybe it's not easy being green. Love that part, love that reference. So they're just colors on every page. Obviously, here comes the sun and her yellow submarine is back. Can you wave goodbye to the yellow brick road? Okay, also I love the squirrel's glasses. I don't know if you can tell them, but they're an obvious Elton John nod, and I think that is hilarious. But it's just a fun book that's like colors, but like song and music related. And then at the end, it tells you, it says Backstage Pass. Here's a list of all the artists and songs featured throughout this book, so you can keep on rocking to the beat of the rainbow. So if you don't know what some of the references are, you can find them here, and it tells you, like if you don't know White Limo, well, it says White Limo by the Foo Fighters in 2011, like the year it was released. Or maybe there's another one you don't know, Man on the Silver Mountain, Rainbow, 1975. So it tells you like where some of these references are if you don't recognize them. So like I said, it'd be fun for younger kids if your kindergartners are doing like a color unit or something like that. But I think more than that, it would be fun for new parents who are musical in case you wanted to get a gift to give them. So super fun for, and probably not something they would ask for, think to ask, or know is there, but it'd be fun for a baby. Okay. And then the last book, and I've shared another book by the same author. I did Paletero Man, which I think earlier this year or last year in Musical Mondays. But by the same author, Lucky Diaz, comes this book called La Guitarrista. It has been on my list for a long time, but I finally got a copy, and so I wanted to share about it. Ooh, and on the front, I love when books come with that. It says, listen to the song at, and then it gives a little web address. But actually this web address no longer works. So on the links page, I put the link that actually takes you to the current. It's still there. You can still find the song, but it's just not in the same place. So I put a link on the links page. I'm just going to read part of this and share the gist. La Guitarrista by Lucky Diaz, illustrated by Micah Player. And it first starts with just a page of a little girl looking at a storefront that says new and used guitars, and it says Luis and Gabriel's Casa de Guitarras. Every Sábado in sunny LA, I dream of guitars in the window display. What's that I spy? Treasure in the trash? My first guitar I grab in a flash. It's a little rough, I can admit, but with a bit of love, it'll be a hit. What's this do? Which string is which? Maybe it'll play with a flip of that switch? You can do it, mija, I hear mama say. Si se puede. Where there's a will, there's a way. Strum, strum, strum. Hasta la vista. Si se puede. I'm la guitarrista. I just love the illustrations. I mean, the story is super cute, you'll see, but like the illustrations, I just love them. It's the same one as Pelotero Man. Fernanda, there's a problem. My guitar is broken in two. I don't know how to fix it. Can you help make it new? And it says Fernanda's Furniture on her shirt, if you can't see that. Don't worry, mija. A little glue makes it whole. And just like that, I'm ready to roll. Gracias, Fernanda. I gotta go rapidamente. There's a lesson tonight with Señora Clemente. Strum, strum, strum. Estoy lista. I'm ready to rock. I'm la guitarrista. Okay, and also if you know Pelotero Man, there's a nod to that in the illustrations. There's a little Pelotero Man on the corner of the street. I love when books reference other books that I also like. Oh, okay, here we go. Oye, canta, your guitar sounds sweet. Let Lupita glam it up to make it complete. What you need is a candy paint gleam. Sparkling like new, it'll be a real dream. Strum, 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 vamos, let's go. I'm ready to rock my guitarra in tow. So someone helped her clean up the guitar. Then she gets to the thing. She sees other kids who are like looking really cool, and she starts doubting herself, hoping she'll fit in. They do that little chorus thing again. Canta, asked Chico. What you have there? Sounds like a trombone that's run out of air. Wah, 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 ya, ya, ya. All the kids laugh. How funny. Que risa. I turn to head home in a hurry. Aprisa. And she's like starting to cry upset because the other kid's like making fun of her. But then I hear an awesome roar. Amplified, electrified. It's Señora Clemente slinging her strings, shredding those riffs her guitarra sings. Canta, she calls. Tune those doubts out, because making music is what it's about. Don't let others make you feel down. The song in your heart can turn it around. She's right. I can hear it. My heart, mi corazón, singing loudly my song, mi canción. And I love in this picture that like all the kids, even the ones who like made fun of her, like stop, put their hand over their heart, like, you're right. I gotta like listen to my heart. Oh, I love it. Okay. And then I practice each day, keep the song in my heart. The day I found my guitar was only the start. And I love that too, because it's like, gotta practice, gotta prepare, gotta do it, go over time. It takes time. She takes lessons. And then it shows her on stage, rocking out, playing in like a talent show. Mira la vista, I've always been la guitarrista. And then it shows her on like a stage in this super huge auditorium. And then at the end, there's a little author's note. It's super cute, but a fun story that's about like, follow your heart, work really hard, keep at it, even if people are discouraging, but like super fun. I think you could absolutely sing some of these parts if you wanted to. There is, like I said, a page on the publisher's website where there's a recorded song to go along with this. It doesn't sing this book. It does not. Like, I know sometimes you get like cool stuff from the publisher where it like sings a version of the book. This does not do that, but it is a fun song to go along with it. And there's also like a little animated like check out this book thing that kids would love to see if they've read this book, because like it's like the pictures in the book that are animated a little bit. But super fun book, super cool to show our little girls in our school, like, you can be a cool rocker too. I feel like there's so many books where they're like boys or men or whatever with guitars on the cover, and like this is a super cool one where a little Latina girl is able to be like the front of the stage, like the star of the show, and I think it's just super, super cool. And also shows kids that like, hey, you want to be in a rock band? Or it takes time, it takes practice. You can't just play like a video game rock band, like it takes a little bit more than that, and it takes some work. She has to get her guitar and like she has to like put it together and she work really hard and then like actually practice. So like I think that's cool too. But a super fun book, and cool for my students to see themselves in this book. So 3 books that you should check out. This first one is called And There Was Music. This one's by Marta Pantaleo. I put a link to that on the links page. Another one that would be cool in the classroom or cool as a gift for a baby shower, Yellow Like a Submarine, Purple Like Rain, or Purple Like the Rain. That's by John Coulter, if you're looking that one up. But I have that linked on the links page too. Or La Guitarrista by Lucky Diaz, and the illustrations by Micah Player. That's also linked on the links page if you want to learn more. Okay, also, I put on the links page and in the comments, both on Instagram and on Facebook, next week is my last Musical Mondays of the semester. So if you have questions, you're like, I want to know more about this, or I want to know more about this, or tell me more about how that concert went, or whatever, things, if you've like followed along for Musical Mondays and you want to go and ask questions, please do that, because my last video of the semester is always based around what else do you want to know? What are your questions? What are things you want me to yap about? If you don't put a question, I'll just talk for however long about puppets or ukulele or something, and I'll just make it up. And I could talk about puppets forever. So maybe don't leave a question, and then I'll just keep talking about puppets. But if you have any sort of question, you want to know more about whatever, please leave a question there in the comments. Okay, well, I'll see y'all next week for another Musical Mondays video. Thanks for coming along tonight and checking out these books with me. Bye, everyone.